20,000 people. Bakeries, brothels, gladiators, graffiti. Then one morning, they were gone. And nothing moved for 1,700 years. This is the story of a city buried alive. Preserved so perfectly, it rewrote what we know about the ancient world. Let's go back to the beginning, 700 BC. The Oscans built 5 small villages on a volcanic spur above the Sarno River. They call it Pompeii, perhaps meaning 5. The name sticks. Greeks arrive by 740 BC. Etruscans follow. Pompeii sits at the crossroads of the ancient world, absorbing every civilization that passes through. By the 5th century BC, the Samnites take control. Under them, Pompeii expands dramatically. New architecture, a thriving port, a growing population. The city finds its confidence. By 89 BC, Roman general Sulla besieges Pompeii. It falls. In 80 BC, it becomes a Roman colony. Latin replaces Oscan. Rome takes everything, but Pompeii keeps its soul. Under Roman rule, Pompeii becomes one of the wealthiest cities in Campania. Its aqueduct delivers fresh water to 40 public fountains across the city. Pompeii has an amphitheater seating 20,000, the oldest surviving in the Roman world. 2 theaters, 8 public bath complexes, and over 80 street-side fast food restaurants. Pompeii's walls are covered in over 11,000 graffiti inscriptions. Election campaign slogans, gladiator fan reviews, love letters, crude jokes. It reads like the ancient world's social media. In 59 AD, a stadium riot between Pompeian and Nucerian fans turns deadly. The Roman Senate bans all gladiatorial games in Pompeii for 10 years. In 2021, archaeologists excavated a perfectly preserved fast food counter. Terracotta jars still held the remains of duck, pig, fish, and snails. 2,000 years old, still identifiable. Pompeii had at least 25 brothels. The largest, the Lupanar, still stands with stone beds, erotic frescoes, and 150 graffiti messages. Phallus symbols in the road pointed the way. Pompeii ran competitive elections for public office. Campaign posters painted on walls across the city. Bakers, fishermen, and muleteers endorsing different candidates. Politics on the streets, literally. The House of the Faun covers 3,000 square meters. Inside, the Alexander mosaic, 1.5 million tiles, the most complex artwork of the ancient world. In 2021, archaeologists found a perfectly preserved slave room. 3 beds, a chamber pot, harnesses on the wall. A family of 4 lived here, steps from the luxury above. On February 5th, 62 AD, a devastating earthquake partially destroys Pompeii. 17 years later, when Vesuvius erupts, parts of the city are still under repair. For 4 days before the eruption, the earth trembles constantly. Wells run dry. Animals behave strangely. Birds vanish. But Campania's people are used to earthquakes. No one leaves. Around 1 p.m. on what we believe was October 24th, 79 AD, Vesuvius erupts. A column of volcanic debris shoots 30 kilometers into the sky, visible across the Mediterranean. For 12 hours, pumice stones rain from the sky. Some citizens tie pillows to their heads for protection, exactly as Pliny the Younger records. Most residents flee during the first phase, but thousands stay, sheltering inside stone rooms. In 2025, a family was found who barricaded their door with a bed frame. At 1 a.m., the volcanic column collapses under its own weight. 6 pyroclastic surges race down Vesuvius, avalanches of superheated gas and ash moving at 100 miles per hour. The first surges hit Herculaneum, 7 miles from the vent. 300 people sheltering in boathouses die instantly. Heat so extreme, their skulls explode. Their brains turn to glass. The 4th pyroclastic surge engulfs Pompeii. Even those sheltered inside stone buildings die instantly, 300-degree heat killing in fractions of a second. By the morning of October 25th, Pompeii sits under 20 feet of volcanic ash. One of the most vibrant cities in the Roman world no longer exists on the surface. Within weeks of the eruption, Roman looters tunnel into Pompeii to steal valuables. Statues, coins, marble, anything they can reach. The city is raided before its victims are cold. Over the following centuries, vegetation grows over the ash. A village rises on top. The name Pompeii is forgotten. By the medieval period, no one knows a city lies beneath. In 1599, architect Domenico Fontana is digging an aqueduct. His workers break into ancient painted walls with Latin inscriptions. He sees it and covers it back up. In 1748, 1,669 years after the eruption, Spanish engineer Alcubierre begins digging at La Chilita. Walls emerge, then frescoes, then coins, then bodies. A city is alive again. The King of Naples funds the excavations, but his real goal is treasure. Statues, frescoes, and mosaics are stripped from walls and shipped to his private palace. In 1863, archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli notices hollow spaces in the ash and pours plaster in. The first human body cast emerges, a person frozen in their final moment. The Garden of the Fugitives contains 13 plaster casts, a family fleeing together, adults shielding children, bodies clutched together, frozen exactly as they fell nearly 2,000 years ago. In 2024, DNA analysis of the plaster casts overturns everything assumed. The figure believed to be a mother holding a child, they were unrelated strangers. One of Pompeii's most famous casts shows two figures in a close embrace, long assumed to be a man and woman. DNA revealed both were male. For centuries, every textbook said August 24th. Then, a charcoal graffiti dated October 17th was found, and autumn fruits and warm clothing on the bodies. The debate is alive. In 2018, excavators found a charcoal inscription dated October 17th, written by a builder mid-renovation. Since charcoal is fragile, it must have been written close to the eruption. In 2025, new excavations revealed something unexpected. People returned to live in the ruins after the eruption. Makeshift staircases, bread ovens, coins from the 4th century. In Herculaneum, one victim's skull contained glassy fragments. Scientists confirmed extreme heat had vitrified the brain, turned it to glass. The only known case in history. 1/3 of Pompeii has never been excavated. Streets, buildings, people still under the ash. Ground-penetrating radar shows entire blocks waiting. Pompeii still has secrets we haven't reached. By 2010, Pompeii was falling apart. Walls collapsing. UNESCO threatened to list it as endangered. A $114 million EU rescue project saved it and uncovered more than expected. A 2018 discovery. A man found mid-flight, torso intact, legs in the pumice. He had an infected leg and a limp. A stone block had struck him as he fled. In 2021, a ceremonial chariot was discovered, perfectly preserved. Iron wheels, bronze medallions, carved erotic scenes, used for festivals and processions. Nothing like it has ever been found before. In 2023, a fresco was found depicting what archaeologists called the ancestor of pizza. Flatbread topped with pomegranates, dates, and spices, 2,000 years old. Instantly familiar. In 2024, a room was found covered in charcoal sketches at child height. Gladiators, hunters, birds of prey, ancient children drawing their heroes on the walls. In 2025, archaeologists found a private spa inside one wealthy home. Hot, warm, and cold baths. A banquet hall, able to host 30 guests. Political influence in bath form. A 2025 MIT study on Pompeii's unfinished construction sites confirmed Roman concrete's secret. A hot mixing technique that creates self-healing material. We still can't fully replicate it. Pompeii had up to 20,000 residents. Only 1,150 bodies have been recovered. Where are the other 18,000? Escaped? Or still buried in the third we haven't dug? In the gladiator barracks, 18 skeletons were found locked in a single room, including a woman wearing gold jewelry. A senator's wife? A gladiator's secret lover? No one knows. The Villa of the Mysteries contains one of the greatest unsolved puzzles in Roman art. A woman undergoing initiation into a secret cult. What exactly happened? We still don't know. Roman writers recorded the volcanic nature of the Campanian soil. They knew Vesuvius had erupted before in prehistory. They simply believed, fatally, that it was now extinct. Every version of Pliny the Younger's letter was copied by medieval monks centuries later. Some show different dates. Did one monk's error change the accepted date for 2,000 years? Pompeii's excavated areas contain ancient Roman tunnels, dug by looters within years of the eruption. How many inscriptions were destroyed? How many artifacts vanished before archaeology arrived? Some historians believe early 18th century excavators planted artifacts to impress the King of Naples during royal visits. Objects found in layers they couldn't have been in. A show excavation. Pompeii's amphitheater, built in 70 BC, holds 20,000 people. But Pompeii's entire population may have been only 11,000. It was built to draw crowds from the region. Evidence suggests wealthier Pompeians fled earlier. Slave quarters near the gates contain skeletal remains in higher numbers. Was the evacuation, if there was one, unequal? Pompeii didn't just preserve a Roman city, it created modern archaeology. Giuseppe Fiorelli's systematic methods became the global standard. Every excavation today traces its discipline back to Pompeii. Pompeii's discovery launched the Grand Tour, sparked neoclassicism, and influenced architecture from Paris to Washington, D.C. Thomas Jefferson cited Roman design from Campania in his work. In 1971, Pink Floyd filmed a live concert in Pompeii's amphitheater. No audience, just the band and the ruins. 2,000 years old, still acoustically perfect, still standing. Vesuvius hasn't erupted since 1944, but it's monitored by 600 seismic sensors. 3 million people live within 10 miles. Scientists say another major eruption is inevitable. An evacuation plan exists. Pompeii is the only city that lets us stand exactly where people stood, in their rooms, touching their walls, and know precisely how they died. That intimacy doesn't fade. A city buried in a morning, forgotten for 17 centuries, rediscovered by accident, and still, in 2026, giving us things never seen before. Pompeii will outlast all of us. History is written by the victors, but the truth stays buried. Unmask the past with us. Subscribe for more lost legends.